It wasn't long before I left. 6 or 7 cars flashing lights gathered towards the graveyard. A group of people in special uniforms came down from above. The car in the front row. Previously in that underground lab. The man with the national face who appeared walked out. His expression is extremely solemn. Captain. The detection results are in. This time, the unusual fluctuation was not caused by a mass burial mountain, but in this small mass grave outside the mountains. The man with the Chinese character face side. That's the worst part. 2 big fiends manifest in one place at the same time. One of them is still a big fiend that has never been discovered before. Level 1 battle readiness for all. Get in. At this time, Jiangbei University faculty and staff building room 503. A long-haired and elegant man sits in the living room. A magic altar is placed in front of him. In the middle of the Dharma altar stands a white bone. There are pictures above the bones. The person in the photo is Chen Ming. Pure yang body. And it is also innate pure yang. Then carve your life formation with your corpse bones. I'll be able to thoroughly explore that tomb. Zhou Jing looked at the photo. There was an unimaginable madness in her eyes. At this moment, suddenly there was an explosion above the Dharma altar. The white bones on the table are starting to crack. And then explode. Zhou was startled by this sudden change. What's going on? Xiao Hong's bones actually broke. Zhou Zheng's pupils are contracting. Almost unbelievable. Then anger. I'd like to see it. Who is so bold and daring to spoil my good deeds? Zhou Jing picked up the powder fried from the white bone towards his own eyes and wiped it over. Yin and Yang have no way to escape. I look at the world with a ghost eye. Ghost eye open. Finger stroke. A trace of black aura emerges in the eyes. Zhou Jing looked at the white bones and photos again. Unresponsive. Zhou Jing was stunned again. Obviously, this has never happened before. His ghost eye can be opened by the skeleton of the female ghost in the wedding dress. And this wedding dress female ghost is his refined ghost. Has a natural connection to him. There is no possibility of failure in this move. Zhou Jing is still wondering. The photo suddenly had no wind and automatically. Have not yet waited for Zhou's positive reaction. The photo suddenly sticks directly to Zhou Jing's face. The next moment his eyes were forcibly opened. Zhou Jing saw the other end of the photo. A dress dressed in a purple robe. Face with copper money mask. Unimaginable corpse gas is emanating from all over the body. The horrible thing also looked at him in the same way. That monstrous creature lifted his mask. Exposed 2 sharp fangs. Grinned at him. Teacher Zhou, don't worry. I'll be right there. Also in this moment, Zhou Zheng's eyes are shrinking. Chen Ming. Boom. Photo raises a flame. Burned to ashes in an instant. Zhou Jing was covered in cold hair. It's also densely numb, upside down. What kind of thing was that just now? Shit. What happened to that kid? Zhou Jing wanted to break his head and couldn't think of it. Good big live person. How come these last few days have been terrifying like this? Just that horrible aura. It's definitely not something he can resist. No. I'm gonna run. Zhou Jing made the decision almost instantaneously. He couldn't care less about packing up. Run straight to the window. He just pushed the window open. The whole person stayed where they were. I don't know in the original neighborhood. When did the fog begin to roll? The water that wraps the entire neighborhood will not leak through. Zhou Jing swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Being able to manipulate the existence of ghosts. He simply wasn't too familiar with the situation. This fog is no ordinary fog. It's a ghost fog. However, being able to cover their entire neighborhood. There was a big fiend who entered their place. In the depths of the fog, Zhou Jing seems to have heard voices. It's like a metal collision. With a terrible kind of magic. Every sound seems to drive a person's heartbeat. Zhou is holding his breath and looking in the direction of the sound. By the dim light of the streetlight, Zhou Jing saw the figure wearing a purple robe again. That noise was the collision of the copper mask on his face. Zhou is closing the window directly. Breathing heavily with your back against the wall. The sweat on your forehead drips like a drop of water. He's really here. Facing sneaky. Fear is a taboo. He originally thought he was early. Already able to make waves. But when I think of that horrible figure in my own mind, he couldn't help it. Isn't it just a corpse that has just been scratched? No matter what mutation he had. Can't I deal with the ghost of a day? Zhou Jing cheers himself up. That is, at this time. Window bursts open. The fog rolled down the window and into the house. My figure is almost there. At the same time, he appeared in front of Zhou Jing. My eyes looked indifferently at Zhou Jing. Zhou Jing. It's been a while. Zhou Jing couldn't help but shudder. Some of the confidence that had just risen in my heart instantly disappeared. Zhou Jing reluctantly squeezed out a smile. Classmate Chen Ming. I said it was all a misunderstanding. Do you believe it? Actually, I didn't mean to hurt you. Misunderstanding. I also showed a smile. 2 sharp zombie teeth are more monstrous. That would be great. I killed you tonight is actually a misunderstanding. Don't worry. I'm sure you'll be quiet when the news comes out tomorrow. Zhou Zheng's smile disappears. Becomes stifled. Zhenming. Although I don't know what kind of thing you are. But you're dead after all. Today's world is the world of the living. You reveal the corpse in such an outrageous way. It must have already been noticed by the relevant departments. If you kill me, we'll inevitably be killed as an evil sneak. Back off. As long as you leave. I have to keep it a secret for you. You still have a chance to live. Kill me. As soon as this word comes out, I couldn't help but laugh. I am the purple-robed Stiff King. Undying and indestructible. Who can kill me? Even if there is a so-called spirit department in this world, what about it? If you can't even repay the blood feud. I changed this purple-robed zombie in vain. Zhou Zheng looks extremely ugly. He also knows that today can never be good. He gritted his teeth and stood directly in front of his own altar. Draw a peach sword from the altar. Biting his fingers towards the mahogany sword, he painted it. Reading words in your mouth. As his fingers passed by, that peach sword reflects the black glow. There are ghosts wailing in the darkness. It's obviously all Zhou Zheng's doing. Handheld mahogany sword. Zhou Zheng's bottom-heartedness is also quite enough. He slammed it. The peach sword turned into a blood ray and radiated towards me. Use the mage to deal with me. I laughed when I saw it. As a zombie, I am a 10,000 Dharma non-aggression. Especially the flesh has long been unimaginably strong. What kind of magical item can hurt me? I don't dodge. At the moment of the coming of the peachwood sword, the palm of your hand suddenly opens. I grabbed the peach sword in my hand. My eyes were cold. Palm strength. That peachwood sword was directly broken by the hard and raw. The ghosts attached to the mahogany sword were all screaming. One after another, they turned into a dark light and were sealed up in a money cover. Zhou Zheng's eyeballs almost didn't stare out. My own magic tool was so hard that it was dried and folded. But I didn't stop. The whole figure blows the shadowy wind. Zhou Zheng. Dead. A roar sounded. I am also completely provoked to kill now. Look at my terrifying power. Zhou Zheng also gritted his teeth. Palm flipped. There is an extra talisman with a fearsome black aura in the palm. Above the talisman, a bloody eyeball was banned. Zhenming. You made me do this. Word fall. Zhou Zheng couldn't care less. Faster prints with both hands. That charm that radiates black aura has no wind automatic. This talisman is Zhou Zheng's means of pressing the bottom of the box. Rumor has it that a well-known cultivator of the evil Dao slaughtered a demon. Once unleashed, a tenth of the power of that evil thing can explode. He spent more than half of his body to get it by chance. Is the real life-saving card. If it weren't for today's life and death crisis, he would never use it. That black talisman is trembling. A pound of gloom is also gathering. At the moment when Zhou Zheng's handprint was formed, a terrifying ray of light erupted from that black talisman, rushing towards me with a terrifying force. The violent explosion sounds directly. Everything in Zhou Zheng's house was shattered. Zhou is releasing this blow and his body is also somewhat paralyzed. The power of this talisman drains almost all of his essence chi. But he didn't dare to relax a bit. His eyes were still fixed on the center of the explosion. Wait till the smoke clears. Zhou Zheng's whole body was suddenly stretched. I saw it in that dusty fog. I still simply stretch out a palm. But this is the hand. But stopped all the power released by the black talisman. Not even the skin is broken. Zhou Zheng's throat moved. What kind of monster did I mess with? First, I broke my magic weapon with my bare hands. Now I use the bottom card myself, and it doesn't even work. The power is not bad. A few dozen times stronger, I'm afraid, will break my skin. I praised. Grinning towards Zhou Zheng. Did you run out of moves? That would be me. My figure shakes. Appeared directly in front of Zhou Zheng's eyes. Zhou Zheng also completely lost the courage to resist. Suddenly, the ghost eye in Zhou Zheng's talisman began to tremble. This is no longer the weak is controlling the symbol. It's the ghost eye in this talisman. Feeling threatened by spontaneous resuscitation. A ray of dark light flashed on the talisman. That eyeball is weird. Obviously, it was just painted on the talisman. But he really looked at me sideways. I frowned. One slap, straight to it. Look at Nima.